Emily was radiant. The kind of woman people looked at and thought, she has it all together. Her wedding was set in a breathtaking vineyard outside Napa, California. The flowers were perfect, the dress was custom, and her fiancé, Daniel, was wealthy, handsome, and adored her family. On paper, it was the dream. But deep down, Emily had a habit, a dangerous one. She couldn't let go of the past. Years ago, before Daniel, before the glittering rings and ballroom receptions, Emily had loved someone else. A man named Jack. A single father who was just trying to make ends meet while raising his daughter. He was a veteran, haunted by his service, trying to rebuild his life from nothing. Jack was kind, strong in quiet ways, but he was also broken, so broken that he pushed Emily away when things got too real. She had begged him to let her in, but he shut the door, claiming she deserved more than he could ever give. That more had arrived in the form of Daniel. He was safe, predictable, and ambitious. Yet, while Emily smiled through bridal fittings and engagement parties, she never truly erased Jack from her heart. So, one late night, wine in hand and phone in the other, she did something reckless. She sent a wedding invitation to Jack. It wasn't meant to be real. She didn't even think he'd see it. It was a ghost from her past, a test she didn't expect to be answered. She laughed about it with her bridesmaids, telling them it was just closure. None of them knew the truth, that she had whispered his name into her pillow more nights than she'd admit. The day of the wedding arrived with clear skies and champagne toasts. Guests poured in, dressed to perfection. Everything was moving smoothly, until whispers began circling. Heads turned. Emily's maid of honor tugged at her sleeve. "You're not going to believe this," he came. Emily's heart stopped. And when she turned, she saw him. Jack. But not the Jack she remembered. He didn't look broken anymore. He looked alive. Stronger. Confident. And he wasn't alone. Behind him were 4 children, dressed in little suits and dresses, holding his hands and tugging at his sleeves. He smiled at them the way a father who had been through storms smiles at the light afterward. And when he finally met Emily's eyes, she felt the ground shift beneath her feet. Her joke had just walked through the door. The wedding halted like someone had pressed pause. Daniel tried to laugh it off, shaking Jack's hand with stiff politeness. But Emily couldn't focus on anyone else. Jack explained, softly but firmly, that he had changed his life. After hitting rock bottom, he'd built something new, something extraordinary. He was now the CEO of a veteran-owned logistics company. The private jet he'd arrived on? His. The kids? 2 were adopted, 2 were his biological children. Each one, he said, saved him as much as he saved them. Emily felt her world unravel. She had wanted closure, but now she was staring at a man who had become everything she once dreamed he could be. He wasn't broken anymore. He was whole. And seeing him made her question everything about the life she was about to choose. The ceremony continued, but Emily's heart was no longer in it. Every vow Daniel spoke felt hollow compared to the unspoken history between her and Jack. Her mind kept drifting back to those long nights years ago when Jack had held her like she was his lifeline. She remembered how he had kissed her with reverence, even when he had nothing else to give. And now, as he sat with his children watching her marry another man, she felt tears sting her eyes. During the reception, Jack pulled her aside. His voice was low, careful. "Emily, I didn't come to ruin your day. I came because you invited me. And maybe a part of me hoped you still wanted me here. But if you're happy, I'll walk away. I just wanted you to see, I kept my promise. I became the man you always believed I could be." Her breath caught. She had never doubted him, not really. She had only doubted whether love was enough. And now, staring at the life she had built with Daniel and the future Jack had created for himself, she realized she was standing at a crossroads. The night ended with laughter, music, and clinking glasses. Guests left believing it was a perfect wedding. But Emily knew the truth, her heart wasn't sure which path to choose. In the quiet after the party, she sat alone, holding her bouquet. And she whispered to herself, sometimes the love we think is gone, isn't gone at all. Sometimes, it just takes time to grow into what it was always meant to be.